So we've done our mixed calculations. We've had a little practice of our 6 times table. And as this I said, we were going to recall and use our multiplication facts for the 6 times table today. Now, having a little think then at our counting stick and thinking about what we have got there on the screen now. So we are needing to fill in some missing numbers. So if I'm starting at 30, 36, what's the difference between 30 and 36? Okay, tell me your screen. Absolutely fabulous. So you notice there is a difference of 6. So if I'm going from 30 to 36, I'm counting on 6 more together. Okay, so let's do that together. So 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Absolutely fabulous, guys. So some of you may be able to just know instantly after 36 what's going to come next, but some of you might want to be practicing and counting on. So go 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. That might be the way you want to go to work them out, and that's absolutely fine. Some of you may know it's going to be 42, 48, 54, you got your 60, 66, and then finally 72. So again, it's that practice of going on your times tables. It's going to really, really help you notice these. Okay, so let's have a look at the second version. So we've got 36, 30, 24. What do you notice this time about those numbers? What about the order of them? What is the differences? Have a little think. Well done, guys. You're quite right. They're going down this time, and some of you may even notice that they are reducing in size by 6. So I want you to pause the video now and see if you can work out those remaining 4 blocks, what you're going to get. So pause, off you go. Well done, guys. I'm hoping that you've had a little go at doing those and you realise that the missing numbers, you've got 18, 12, 6 and 0. Well done if you've had a go at doing those. Again, you might know it as instant, or you might like that confidence of counting. The other thing that you could do is, if you're finding it a little bit tricky today, if you're new to your 6 times table, is go and get items around your house. Okay, see what you can find. Cereal is great if you've got something like Cheerios. There's plenty of little bits like those. Sometimes I use pasta at home, uncooked of course. Buttons, coins, anything that you can find is going to be really, really helpful. I'm just going to use household items as much as possible as well. So you'll practice it. So now what I'm wanting you to do is have a little look at this screen here. If you can print it out, that's, you know, you don't need to print it out. If you can, that's great. And you can colour in the different blocks, or you can just be having a little look at the screen now and seeing what you can see. So what I'm wanting you to do is to look at my grid here and see if you can notice anything. So I'm wanting you to look at all of the numbers that would be in the 6 times table, and you're either going to point them out on your screen or you're going to be able to colour those in. So have a little go at doing that now, and then we're going to be going and sharing that together. Okay. Pause your screen and have a little go at that colouring now. Okay. I'm going to change over, and I'm hoping you've had a little go. So I had a little go at doing some colouring to work this out. And I want to also point out a few patterns that's going to really help you in learning your 6 times table. So I went along, I was looking if I could print it out, and I was counting along, and I think it was 6. Then I counted along another 6, so I coloured in 12. I counted on another 6, so I found 18. I counted on another 6, I found 24, and I carried on like that. So I've got 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72, and 78. So I've started to notice there was a little bit of a colouring pattern. If you notice, I've got 3 here, 2 here, 3 going down here, 3 here, and 2 here. So I've started to notice actually there's quite an interesting pattern going off there, and it almost looks like a little bit of those diagonal lines going through. So it's quite nice just to spend some time in looking about what patterns that you create and how you've actually created them. Finally, at the bottom, it says to use the grid to complete the calculations. So 72 divided by 6. So I'm going to find 72 here. It's right down at the bottom here. So I'm going to need to know how many 6s there are to get 72. So I'm going to count my colours in. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my answer I'd like to write here is going to be 12. Equally, I may have known it as my multiplication fact, and I might have known that 6 times 12 is 72. So again, it's all about building up our number facts is going to be really helpful. The next one here says 78 divided by 6. So again, I'm looking for 78 and it's right down here. And I want to know how many 6s are going to be in 78. And I will know that that is 13. Now, some other things I wanted to show you to really help you get confident with using your times table is a couple of tricks or ways of actually helping us out to learn our 6 times table. So I might decide, I turn this over and get my next piece of paper, that I want to work out my 6 times table. And you know, I'm really good, just like you guys, at your 5 times table. So I want to use those facts. So if I'm wanting to work out 6 times 7, which some of you might think is a little bit tricky at the moment, I'm going to use one of my known facts. So if I did 5 times 7, well, I know that for what 5 times 7 is, I can count up in that very, very easily. So I know that is 35. Well, I just need one more block. So actually, if I add another 7 onto that, because I want 7 lots of it, I know that I can do that as 42. Let's have another go. I'm wanting to do 6 times 12. Okay, again, I might find that a little bit tricky, but actually, if I know 5 times 12 is 60, I can just add another block onto that. So that's going to be 72. So now I can work out those original calculations, excuse me, there we go, by using one of my known number facts already, okay? Another trick you might like is this one here. And this one can be used for all of your even numbers. So if I've got 6 times 1, we all know that one is 6. That one's okay. 6 times 2. Right, now, this is where the trick comes in. Okay, now we know 2 is an even number. Okay, so if I halve my even number, so 2 half 2 is 1, and I'm just going to copy that 2 over to here. Do you see? Now I can't do that for 6 times 3 because 3 is odd. So this trick will not work for that one. But I can do 6 times 4. Well, I can halve 4. That's going to give me 2. And I'm just going to copy that 4 over to the end. So I've got 24. I could do 6 times 6 in this same way, because 6 I know is even. So half of 6 is 3. And I'm just going to copy that 6 over to here. So 6 times 6 is 36. I can't do 6 times 7 because 7 is odd, but I can do 6 times 8. So 8 is even, so I can half 8 to 4 and then copy the 8 over to there. So 6 times 8 is 48. Do you get the idea? So we can find yourselves, have a little experiment of using those 2 tricks as well to really help you learn your times tables, okay? And of course, TT Rockstars is going to be really helpful for that as well. Okay, let me change over my camera and we can change my screen share. Bear with me, guys. And we will carry on our next session. Okay. So we've had a little go at practicing our times tables. Here's your next one. Here's your do it. Okay, I want you to really have a little think about the value of our numbers of our 6 times table and where it is going to be. So on your piece of paper, I want you to see if you could have a little go at copying out my grid here. And I want you to see if you can sort those numbers. So where is 18 going to go? Now, first of all, we need to ask, is 18 odd or even? Okay, so tell somebody at home whether that is going to be odd or even. Brilliant. And then you need to decide whether 18 is going to be a multiple of 6 or not. Now, remember, if you had to go at doing that grid, you can go back and use that to help you as well. So that's really going to support you. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a little go at seeing if you can sort those numbers into the grid. Absolutely fabulous, guys. Well done for taking part. So